Well, we just had dogs. We didn't care much what kind they were, just so they'd tree a possum or a polecat or something. But anyway, we had lots of fun with dogs back as boys. But then, back seriously, we would like to have this group to come back down here. I think, Carl, don't you think we've got enough coons down here to justify?
Plenty of them, and we've got plenty of dogs here. All we need is just to get together.
Well, who here's dealer? Old Brad? Does Brad deal in that kind? Brad Pittman, do you know him?
Oh yes. He's probably the most reputable dog dealer in Oklahoma, as far as I know, as well known as anyone.
Well, let me say this too. From my acquaintance with Brad, you don't find a better citizen than Brad is. But anyway, now, did you ever buy any dogs from him?
No, I've never bought a dog from him. I've met the gentleman, and I've hunted with a lot of dogs that he shipped out of Oklahoma into Michigan, and they've been just all right. The boys don't pay express back on many of Brad's dogs that he ships out of here.
Well, if a dog is not good, he's fool Brad, because he don't ship out into dogs that are not good. Now, Carl, I'm fresh out of question. Do you think of anything that you want to ask this guest of ours?
Well, only thing that I'd like to say is that when we had that coon out here before, that we met fellas from everywhere, from California, and from Arizona, and from New Mexico, and as he said, he is the one next to the farthest away up in Michigan, and you just meet some of the finest fellas in the world, and you get that great acquaintance. And I'm like you. I'd like to contact the man, and I think Bland Pittman would be the man that could get us in touch with the officials that would bring that wild coon hunt back to us down here. And we're in a better shape this time than we was before, I think, for entertaining them, because about 1,000 men, about 600 or 800 coon hounds here. You know, it takes right smart accommodations for a deal like that, Bill.
And we have double the capacity of our fairgrounds, and we have ample space out there to house them, much more than we had when they were here before. Seriously, Mr. Hamilton, I'd be awfully glad to have you fellas consider us again. We'd be only too glad to put the big pot in the little one if you'll come down here, and because we kind of fell in love with the coon hunters at that time. Now, of course, we have a bunch of old coon hunters around here, like Cy Jackson and a bunch of these old loudmouths. They do most of their coon hunting in the barbershop. Do you have any of that kind of coon hunters up in your country?
Yeah, we got them kind of fellas up there. They're good fellas, you know, but they never get out of the barbershop. That's their biggest problem.
They get some dude in there that needs a haircut, and they'll whack on him a while and talk about coons, and then take a chew of tobacco, and here they go. But anyway, now, Carl, I want to repeat that I'm fresh out of question. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Hamilton. Seriously, now, what do you think of this part of the country? Let me go through a little bit. What do you think of us dudes that live down it? From what your limited experience, we're some of us a bunch of crooks down here. But what's your impression of the people in Oklahoma?
Well, you know, you made a statement a little bit ago. If a crook wasn't going to do business with his friends, who would he do business with? And I've found you a pretty good bunch of people down here. I've yet to meet anybody that I'd want to say anything about, because they sure used me fine. You got lots of coon, you got lots of open territory here to hunt. I don't know. I believe it's a local situation, and I think your local boys, if you had a local coon hunting club or a club of some along that line, they're the ones to promote this thing. We'll move in if you show us where we're going to have a big enough meet, where the competition, after all, these coon hunters and their night hunts are like the horse racing. We want the greatest competition that there is in the United States when we leave here, and if we can win, we want to feel that we've beat the best dog in the United States.
Let me break in on you again. Let me say to you, from what I find out down here, we got some top coon dogs down here, and we just double dare you to beat us, because we'd run your dogs clear back up into Michigan. They'd think our dogs would think they're running the coon, and they're running one of your dogs, taking them out of the country. But anyway, Mr. Hamilton, seriously, I want to thank you for taking your time out. I know you're anxious to get started back home. We're delighted to have you, and I join Carl in saying to you, sir, that you're just as welcome, you and your family. How many of your families here with you?
I just have one daughter and her friend, plus my wife.
Well, now then, I believe you said you was going to start back just as soon as you said goodbye on this broadcast. I hope that you find it convenient to come back down here. If we don't have a coon hunt down here, why, by the time this time next year, or pretty close around this time of the year, Carl will have another supply of commodity merchandise, eating business, cheese and crackers and one thing or another, and he'll be ready to feed you again. And if he runs out, why, I might loan him some of mine. Now, do you have any final word you'd like to say to us people way down here in the deep south?
No, I don't know any more than it's just swell to get down here.
In view of the fact that